Welcome to another episode of the Commissioner Corner podcast here on the Cruise Control Podcast Network. I'm your co-host, Joe Cruz of Hoops in the Sun, and I'm joined by my partner, Brian Gardenhire.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy BG, Mr. Elias Express, the one and only second part of Commissioner's Corner. We here. About to be another good episode.
Stay tuned, y'all.
Tim Duncan is 7 foot. Where is he hiding? I never saw him though. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
He's getting low.
This is crazy.
Because I feel like you birthed the tunnel photos. So,
Hey!
so before anybody was on that, Gabby's been with from exclusive Nike, designer.
We ended up going to Green Bay, a 15-win team led by Aaron Rodgers. Beat the brakes off of them. That game wasn't even close.
Welcome back, everybody. Just want to thank you all for tuning in to the Commissioner Corner podcast. As mentioned, I'm here with my partner, BG. We apologize for not being on last week. Just want to make sure we work out some kinks, but we got a special guest here tonight. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Miles Rawls from the Goodman League. So before we bring him on, I just want to let everybody know that you can follow, download, and stream our podcast on our YouTube channel, which is the Cruise Control Podcast, also on Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple. So please download, subscribe to our podcast. We're bringing you a lot of gems. We are back. We have a lot of more guests coming up. This is part of our Commissioner Corner. So we're bringing all the commissioners across the United States. And then we're going to, last but not least, we'll do our New York commissioners coming up soon. Any questions, comments, please hit us up on the chat. Without further ado, let me bring on my brother, Miles Rawls, the commissioner at the Goodman League. What's up, big dog? How you feeling?
What's up, baby?
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to have you on, big dog. I miss you, man. How you doing over there? What's the vibe?
I'm maintaining, man. Glad to be on the show, man. I don't do everybody's show, but you my guy.
I know that.
You my guy.
Hey, listen.
And that ain't got nothing to do with arrogance either. I just don't pop up on everybody's show. You know what I mean? Everybody want to ride you when you're up, but when I was a nobody in '96, nobody wanted me on their show in '96. So I picked my poison.
Hey,
how y'all doing up there, man?
We're good, man. We're doing this podcast. We started this BG, talk about the story, man, the pandemic, and then we got into this podcast on StreamYard, man. So take it away on that one.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, Miles. I mean, I was during the pandemic. It was a real tough time for everybody, you know, especially for basketball heads, from players to commissioners to everybody. You know what I mean? So me and Joe. Right. So me and Joe, we got a great relationship. And I told him, you know, I thought it would be good for us to just uplift, you know, the basketball community as a whole and just talk about some of the good things that's happened and just to prepare for the future. And I mean, we've had so many great interviews from Corey Homicide Williams to Speedy Claxton, you know, Cappy Pondexter. And it's also just something that we want to give flowers to people, man, because a lot of times, you know, when you're in a business and you're just going, you know, you don't really get the appreciation that sometimes you deserve. So
For sure.
that we want to give people their flowers, you know, and us being commissioners, we know it's very tough to run a basketball tournament. And we just wanted to honor you today, my brother.
I appreciate the honor because, yeah, like you said, they don't know. They think you just show up and do games.
Bro, literally.
They think we just pop up and then, you know, throw the ball out there, jump ball. And they don't know the shit we gotta go through.
You're right about that.
And we're there every day.
Every day.
As a fan, you got a choice. Well, am I going to Hoops in the Sun today? Am I going to Goodman today?
Right.
Am I going to watch Dykeman today? Am I going to watch Watts? Whatever it is, you have a choice. But us as commissioners, especially me, and from knowing you, we hands-on.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm the play-by-play guy, so I gotta be there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, BG, I swear.
So yeah, it's tough, man. But I tip my hat to guys like you guys that and the other guys that's running these leagues that's been doing them for a long time. Because when you're doing stuff like this, your heart got to be into it, or you don't do 25 years and then 15, 20 years at your spot. And, and Dino, 28 years, and my man Ken Stevens, Rucker, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I try to tell people it's more than just throwing that ball out there and talk about jump ball. It's logistics, and you got to maintain peace. You got to get street creds and all kind of stuff go with running these, especially these outdoor joints. You know what I'm saying? Where everything goes. So I appreciate Joe for calling me up. He already know if he called me, it's locked in.
That's love.
Well, listen, I already told BG about you, man. I love you to death. I admire you. Once we connected, man, it was magic made in heaven. I think ever since 2012, we were locked in, man. And I went to, I don't know if you know this, but in 2011 when you had that lockout game against Dino up in DC, I believe, it was inside that gym. And it was John Wall, and there was a bunch of cats. I was in that gym. I drove to come see you and meet you because I said, damn, if I'm gonna be in this business, I gotta pay homage to the people who laid the groundwork. So whether it's Dino, you, Kenny Graham, BG, myself, like we're all pioneers in this game. It's all about learning from the craft and respecting it. So I'm glad to have you on, brother, and I'm glad to see your face. So we're gonna jump right into it, man. So we know that the Goodman League started in '96. I just wanted to find out what that came about, what was the reason behind beginning this league, and talk about the history in terms of how it started.
Well, the short of it is, due to time constraints, but the league in Bury Farm was actually started in 1977. It was just the Bury Farm Community League. Okay. When I was in the 7th grade, run by Irvin Brady, regular community guys that's doing what we doing now. Gave us outlets, stuff to do during the summer. It started off, we was playing softball. It was a softball league. When softball was over, it was just the streets in the neighborhood. No outside teams or none of that, because back then, wasn't nobody coming down Bury Farms but Bury Farms. And I'm sure it was the same in New York, LA, where you are. Right. And we had to build our shit up to where we can make it safe. They don't know that part either.
That's a fact. Yep.
Outside people, for white people, Chinese, Puerto Rican, whatever nationality that want to come and watch some good bump. You know what I'm saying? We had to get that. That was a process. So 77 to 95. When I went in the military in 83, that was my last time playing down Bury Farms. I come home during the breaks and leave and all of that and play. But in 95, when I got out of the military, come home looking to get that bread. Everybody sitting in the alley, nobody with a league. Like, don't nobody want to run the league. Okay, they said, Miles, you run the league.
That easy, right? Yeah, Miles, let's come back home and do this league right here. It's crazy.
Don't nobody want the league. Don't nobody want that smoke. You run it. Okay, I got it. Next year, I got it, which was 96.
Nice.
I ain't gonna take up a whole lot of time on that portion, but after that, 96, we started. It was still just Bury Farm. Right. Bury Farm, Parkchester, still enclosed, but the talent deteriorated over, a few years, and I was like, okay, man, this shit like watching paint dry. I gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? The homies, we was getting old, Joe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We was getting old, and then that shit wasn't pretty. It wasn't no, Joker's knees jacked up, and but it was just us as fans coming, so it was all right. But I wanted a bigger picture. Right. So in 98, I opened it up for outside teams to come and play and to join and all of that. And we were still dealing with letting them come in, who coming to Bury Farm, who gonna come across that bridge, who coming east of the river, who, you know what I'm saying? Because Bury Farm had a rep, just like all the other neighborhoods in the city. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You couldn't even, if you had a girlfriend in Bury Farm, it was a secret because you you had to drop her off on the corner by the school on MLK, and then you give her a kiss and she walk on in. You ain't walking her in. You're not walking her home. So that's the kind of stuff we was going through back then. So I took that over in '96, man. And to make a long story short, if you'd have told me 25 years later, because I was just a year by year type of guy. I had no long range plans to run the Goodman, to turn Berry Farm Community League into the Goodman League and make it what it is today. Not just by myself. A whole lot of shit go with that. Like the people don't know. Commissioners got to get relationships with other commissioners, with people in the city, outside the city, to make this thing work. So if you'd have told me in '96, '98, 2000, Miles, the Goodman League is going to be one of the top 5 outdoor leagues in the country, I'd have told you, put the boat down. Put that boat down. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got to running the league. They basically passed the torch to me, and I took it and ran with it, and the rest is history.
That's music to my ears. Go ahead, BG.
That's amazing, Miles. Question: What made you choose, right? And I know you started in '96. Did you guys use the same park you guys used in '96 to now?
Same park.
Right. So what went into obviously the history of that park, but give us what kind of made you carry it on still being in that park, and what was maybe some of the significance behind keeping it there? Because as commissioners, again, we talk about elevating and trying to do different things with the tournament and the league, but talk about the significance of the park and that community, and why I chose to be there and the legacy.
Well, the legacy, it was because that's where I grew up. And Berry Farm, we in Park Chester, which was a rock throw away. We had some hell of a hoopers,
right?
But we was neighborhood hoopers, but hooping. And then when the league was running, the people used to stop on Suitland Parkway and get out of their cars and watch through the fence. They didn't come in the fence. They was watching from the parkway. So doing it down Berry Farm was the only place for me to do it.
Right.
So, because I wanted to keep it in the community, right? Because we had, back then it was, when I was growing up, Berry Farm wasn't like it is now and like it's been the last 15 years or so. Back when I was coming up, Berry Farm was community, love, just like in any other city.
Exactly.
Changed the millennial kids and all of that. That changes shit. So as commissioners, we got to deal with that.
Facts.
You got the people's respect and all of that. Then over the years, the shit changes. Then these new youngins, they pop up, and you gotta let them know, hey, Joker, this is what we doing. It's for the community. So I wanted to keep it in Berry Farm, but taking it out of Berry Farm never crossed my mind, because it would have never been the same. So we did that, and then, like I said, the city as a whole, DC, man, full of hoopers. You hear me? Man, hoopers that could flat out. So the competition wasn't even the issue.
Right.
So back then, the rec departments and all that, we ain't had no support for the rec department. We just going down there, we governing the courts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to keep it down there was special, because that's where I grew up, and I wanted to have that. I wanted Berry Farms in the light, not just for crime. You know what I mean? In these hoods, because where we hoop, in Ward 8, Berry Farms is east of the river, and it's the poorest ward in the city, right? So we down there all these years getting this good bump in, hooping. Nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean? So I'm making my name, but I don't know this, BG. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I'm wrapped up in what I'm doing. You hear gunshots here and there while the game's going on. Then I gotta, hey, who did that? Who? Then I gotta go see, I gotta go see Joe about Joe trying to get even with his man that he saw in the gates. You know what I'm saying? Once I opened it up to the outside entities, man, they was coming.
And Miles, not to cut you off, right? But talk a little bit about that. You know, as being commissioners, right? And you made a key point as far as expanding. How was that transition and expanding? And as a leader that I know you are, and not even knowing you, but just how you talk and how you embrace the league and the community, what did you have to do? Give some of our viewers the insight of some of the things that you had to do to be able to get outside teams to come in, because I'm just like yourself, being that my tournament is in my community, and it was very difficult to bring cats from Brooklyn, Harlem, you know, when you got guys that, you know, they just want to see the community really win and not have the vision that we have as commissioners to say, yo, nah, bro, we got to make it big by bringing other people to get guys that platform. Talk a little bit about the things you have to do for that, and then we get into some other stuff.
To do that, I pissed a lot of homies off. Right? Hey, I had to shake the tree, right? Because I had a team and it was all homies, but like I said, the talent was deteriorating, and I was in it for the long haul. I didn't know to what extent back then, so I was like, man, I gotta make this shit better. And I knew that DC had hoopers for days. So I told my co-commissioner at the time, I said, man, we got to let outside teams in, man. We got to get this shit cranking. And that's what I did to make it better. And then the fans appreciated. Then I had to win over the outside community to come to Bird Farm to watch the bump, right? Because it wasn't nobody down there but us. So once they started coming and so, you know, got rid of that stereotype that, man, them niggas down Bird Farm, man, they killing, they doing blah, 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 blah. I made it safe for them to come down, and I had help from building relationships.
Right.
You know, they was like, man, come on, man, ain't no trouble going on down there. Miles got that thing locked down there. You know, and then outside people started coming, BG, and in the early 2000s and shit like that. And then we transitioned again when KD and them was in junior high. But Bird Farm, let me tell you something. That DC talent that league was cranking long before Gilbert Arenas and them pros started coming down there. Because that city hoop was like that. So we was packed and they was coming. But when Gil started coming in the early 2004, whenever that came, that transition, and KD was coming once he got drafted, that shit started. And they still was like, man, is it safe to go down that joint? Damn, move down it. Is it safe? And so, and I was surprised that, you know, I made that transition, BG, to where, and took it to new heights, to where people from outside of the city could come in and watch this good bump and then come back the next day. Because I started out playing 4 days a week, right?
Okay.
But the people was like, the shit was in high demand.
Like, I bet it was.
Yeah.
I bet it was.
You got to do 5. I started doing 5. 5 days wasn't enough. And then I started doing 6 days a week. Man, and people, I mean, they was flowing in. That transition brought in Coach Thompson, rest in peace. You know, he helped me because with his show that he had on his sports talk show, he pumped them gates up, man. he let the white folks know that, hey, it's all right to come down there, man. It's safe, you know. And I did my little jokes and stuff in between, but they came, man, and it transitioned right before my eyes. And you talking about nervous and all that. I was all of that, and had some gunshots. One thing about down there, we never had trouble during the games. Now, when people going home, that's when I was nervous as hell, you know, listening, because I sat on the court and I was listening for that gunfire, for that gunplay, you know, and a couple times, you know, but over 25 years, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't no police down that joint.
Right.
The police was even scared to come down there. So that transition was amazing.
Right.
And to take it to new heights. and with the help of the players in the DMV, and then man, people, you know, from like you say, when I got with Nike, they started bringing in their little traveling teams, and then I met Joe, and we started playing, going to travel to play.
Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. That is amazing.
Nike did that, man, and
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Man, I'm telling you, that's the best outdoor facility in the country.
You lucky I love you. You lucky I love you.
Hey, BG, I've been to Rutgers, I've been to Chicago, I've been around the world with Nike. When Nike transformed that joint to that right there, that's the best outdoor facility in the fucking country. Ain't that?
Yeah, and I like them trees there. Look like you got some good shade over there. Now,
I
love Joe, but that beach ain't got no shade.
Hey, that's the smoking section over there.
Fucked up. That's
hey, Joe.
Yo.
Hey, Joe, that's the smoking section over there.
That's the smoking section.
Yo, I was there. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, we're gonna get into that. But Miles, when was this court done? Because was it done when I got there or after I was there in 2012? This
after. Nike did my court twice for me.
Okay.
And this right here, they transformed it. We used to go.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And then they came in and they was doing the World Basketball
Festival.
That festival, and they was doing it in DC. I actually got lucky. My Nike rep at the time, Chad, was like, Miles, you think we can redo the court and, you know, do it the long way? I said, man, this is my shit. Right. You know, but the city wasn't getting no support from the city.
Right.
What were they gonna say? No.
That's true.
You know, I had a lady that worked in rec named Tony Thompson. She was in charge of that. Now I went to her now. You know, I didn't just rough it off.
Right.
I went to her, Tony. Nike want to do this, and she told me, Miles, that's your shit down there.
Absolutely. Yo, that looks amazing. That looks amazing, beautiful, man. I mean,
I want to say,
shout out to Nike on that. Shout out to Nike on that.
I want to say they did that in like 2013, no, somewhere in there, 2012, 2010. Yeah.
Tough.
I was there. I think I was there. I think my brother and I was there. I don't know if that's, I remember, but while we watch this picture right here, Miles, I want to go into, people talk about your lineage with DC. And when you say DC, Goodman League, they always say Miles, right? And this is before I met you. I know you touched on it earlier and talk about how those DC roots are tough, and they go far in terms of the talent. Talk about that hood talent, that talent that kind of helped get those other players to come to your park, that gave you that extra exposure. Talk about the DC talent in terms of
man, like I said, once I started letting the outside talent in, I had one of the baddest motherfuckers in DC on my team.
DC Snipe? Oh, okay.
Yo, you talking about some DC Sniper?
No. He killed us.
Corey Holman came along after that. You got to taste the DC Sniper up in New York.
Yes.
When we did the Nike joint.
And Baby Shaq. Oh, he killed me.
DC Sniper was about 10 years behind Trouble Smith, Kurt Trouble Smith.
Oh, yeah, Smith is
and if I miss anybody, if they listening, charge it to the Tito's and lemonade. But Kurt Smith, Greg Jones, man, Sherman Douglas was playing. Bootney Green was one of the baddest dudes in DC, but by the time we started in the gates, he was done outside. But we had so much talent. SpongeBob, Baby Shaq, Greg Green, D Nice, Charles, the dudes from Baltimore. They was hearing about this shit, and they wanted that bump. And they was calling, man, can we come up? We know Baltimore, DC don't get along. Nigga, DC just like Baltimore. Right. They want to see some good rep. They don't care about that. You know, ain't no beef and shit on my watch. You know what I'm saying? And when you go into your cars and shit like that, I ain't gonna promise you nothing. Hey, Cruz.
Yes, sir.
I used to tell them my theme was from 6 to 10, I got you. Yeah, so, and when the white folks was coming, don't stay till the game over. Don't get caught here at 10 o'clock. I'm telling you good shit. Head on down, start making your way to that train station. Because I ain't no telling what's going to happen. And then niggas was smoking, drinking, and all of that. But the DC talent, man, Lonnie, the Bird Farm homies, man, the Parkchester homies, man, the talent was immaculate. Yeah. So then they heard about the nigga on the mic. They heard about the joker on the mic. Mm-hmm. And who's the joker on the mic? That's the commissioner dude? Because I was doing that shit when I was 15.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
The talent was just immaculate in the city. And jokers were talking about, New York, basketball, Cali. Nigga, we gonna put DC on the map. Y'all gonna give us our props with this motherfucker Goodman League. And that's what that did. I allowed them guys to come in, put their talents on display, and then them other cities, man, they wanted to come down. They was called. Man, we want to come down and get some of that bump. Is it all right, man? Yes, it's all right. Absolutely. Come on down. Come and get that. Told my guys, we going up to New York. We're going to Hoops in the Sun. We're going to get that. I wanted to play the best team. I wanted to be in the best league. I wanted to support all the leagues in the country. Whoever wanted that, I was coming, except for Chi-Town. I was a little leery about Chi-Town. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. That Chi-Town was rough. But I wanted to do that, man. And the way the things progressed, and the way they are, have been over the years, man. Hey, Joe and BG, the shit is amazing, man. I'm telling you, no lie.
Hey, that's why we have you on here, man, because your story needs to be told. I know you told it on a few platforms, and people in DC who showed me mad love when I got there. Like I was telling BG, man, I'm 5'6" on a good day, man. I'm light skinned, coming down, and I'm coming to see Miles. I don't know what to expect. And we'll get to that story. But listen, your park, your people, your environment, it was intense, but it was all love. And here goes, Bradley Beal and Baby Shaq. Like, this is just, amazing stuff that you do, man. And I like I told BJ earlier, I admire what you do, man, because what we all do is tough, but in certain places are tougher. And I'm able to see that. So you see DeMar DeRozan and John Wall.
That game right there, put that together during the lockout.
Yes,
and
sir.
And steal your thunder. I'm gonna wait till you get to that, but that was amazing.
That was amazing. So I want to go into your background. I know a lot of people don't know about your background. I think at the time you work for the state or city in there, and you had some military background. Talk about, that balancing Goodman League in terms of your alter ego, right? Like you got to do a 9 to 5, you got to do your work, you got to bring in the bread. But the Goodman League was you, like that's your alter ego. Talk about how you were able to balance that.
That was so tough, Joe. And like I said, and then bringing in the community. Yeah, my 9 to 5. I got out the military in 95, 96 I started the league, 97 I got a Fed job, so I was working.
Right. Yep.
And still to this day work for the Feds. So I was worried about working midnight shift and not being able to do my shit during the summer, during the day. But luckily, I was on the 7 a.m. to 3 shift, so that allowed me to still get off. And that's what, like I say, people don't understand.
Yep.
You working 12-hour shifts, getting off at 4. Then you got to hustle and flow, all ass home, shower and shave, come back here, to put this thing on for these people for 4 hours, 7 goddamn days a week.
For free.
For free.
For free.
Let me emphasize that. Mm-hmm. I didn't get no sponsors until Nike came on. I had some homie sponsors from my urban league, my urban wear folks, my Madness people that which is DC is famous for, the urban wear, right. Madness shooters, hobo all days, you know what I mean? We Are One. Ty Madness from Madness, the sponsors, they wasn't there, Joe. I was playing out of pocket every fucking summer, heavy. But I was working a lot of overtime and I was doing whatever it took to make my league work. But people they didn't see that.
They don't know that. They don't know that we take our paycheck just to make ends meet because shit is rough, man. Yeah.
When the stars come down, then the news people, they want to do articles, they want to do this. And I took that because we earned that. I want I want my city, I want my community in the news on a positive note.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And I used to be fucked up with the radio stations because they weren't on board. You know?
Yeah.
The radio stations, when you got something that's in your town as big as the Goodman League was, the radio stations didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Cuban cigar smoker from 93, 95.5, the radio stations, they was going back and forth with they only want one radio station. Nah, y'all, number one, y'all ain't paying me. Y'all ain't paying shit.
So you
ain't got no leverage. But a radio station supposed to be down there, if not every day, you know what I mean? But I had support from some cool brothers that worked for 93, 95, DJ Rico, man, Cuban Cigar Smoker, Pork Chop, DJ Flex, them guys from the radio station. They was doing shit offline, coming over to, you know, to get a Gates and pub. So, man, that you know, that was tough because we ain't had no lights, Joe, when I first started.
Oh shit! Wow.
The light, man, it was one light working down Bird Farm from when we was first playing back in the 80s. Then I had one of my buddies had his own electric company, Tony A. Wash and Associates. He came down there and did what the city should have did. That turned the lights on, you know, made it a little brighter.
Right.
But back when I was playing, the game started at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and that motherfucking 200-degree heat. You know what I'm saying? Now jokers, oh man, it's too hot. Can we start at 7:30? Motherfucker, we were 5:30. 5:30, Joe. Get out of here.
Man, I was doing games at 12 and 2. People said it's fucking scorching. I said, I know. I'd put my games back, but 5:30, come on, man. I wish I had games at 5:30.
This joker tried to get me up hoops in the sun, already playing with no shade. This joker want to play at 4. I said, Joe, you out your damn mind?
I love you, big dog. I love you. Go ahead, BG.
Yeah, that's funny. Nah, for sure. But Miles, man, definitely want you to get into, man. For me, you know, this is my first time.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Yes,
BG,
sir.
I didn't finish my history. But anyway, for 25 years, doing Berry Farms. And then, like I said, Berry Farm was my baby. Every summer, that was my baby because we were saving lives down there. I had no idea about this until people were telling me in the stores, on the streets, telling me their personal stories. Man, I be that the Goodman League saves me. I can't, you know, they can't wait to come down. Man, you the entertainment, and I never really realized that because, like I said, I was so into running the league, doing this and that. But when you hear this from the community, and you changing, the Goodman League changed so many people's lives, and I'm gonna talk about that in my 25-year documentary.
Yes, sir.
That is crazy. You know what I mean? I didn't realize it until people was coming up to me, telling me, because it turned into where, man, you better not go down that motherfucking Bird Farm, you know, to being a safe haven.
Yes, sir.
Because when they came in them gates, BG, man, the hustlers, the pimps, the drug boys, the gangsters, all of these motherfuckers in the same
vicinity.
And they smoking, they drinking, and I'm like, every day I'm on edge, like, man, this shit could blow up
quick
any minute. Cause I see Joe, and I know Joe and BG beefing, right? So I'm worried that is Joe gonna try to get BG while he see him in the gates.
Right.
That's shit we got to worry about too. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So to build that, man, and get that respect from the city to where, because that shit could have ended any moment. Any moment with whatever. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And we had, like I said, we had a couple of joints that popped off. And then when I found out, you know, who was I went to the source. Hey, come on, man. That blase. And then that shit ceased. Now you're dealing with these young cats, man, it's a different animal. And I tell you, it's been a couple of times when I wanted to say fuck it.
I think we all been there. I think we all been there a couple of times around the corner, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I commend you, Miles. I commend you, man, because like I said, I don't want to give away our story, how we met, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So go ahead, BG.
And it's the facts, Miles, what you're saying, because we become almost like street ambassadors. You know what I mean? Because without us having that respect from the community, then the tournaments don't happen. You know what I mean? Because cats really just come in there just to take an hour or two from their day. You know what I mean? They don't understand how much significant the tournaments mean to us. And even before, prior to meeting you, they told me you was like the street Boo Williams. You know what I mean?
I like that, bitch.
I got that, you know what I'm saying? I got that from my peoples in DC. You know what I mean? But talk to us a little bit about some of the players that came out of the Goodman League, right? That again, for guys like me and you and Joe, we care about the underdog. We care about the people who don't really get that recognition. That's not in the NBA. And I mean, you talk about cats like Baby Shaq and SpongeBob. Just talk a little bit about some of the players that you ignited some of their basketball careers from playing in the Goodman League inside the gates, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you brought that up, because these guys, I mean, G. Jones, the Wizards from went to West Virginia, Cardozo. These guys were hoopers, but nobody really knew about them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when them Gates was popping off, man, G. Jones was one of the most requested guys. Man, when G. Jones, when Greg played, when Kurt played, when Lonnie played, when D. Nice played. So D. Nice was down there, motherfucker. His name Warren Jefferson, aka D. Nice. Him and your guy from LA. What's the left hand kid name? I'm drawing a blank.
Lamar Odom, not Lamar.
No.
The left hand kid that was in the league, Brandon Jennings.
Yeah.
Him and Brandon Jennings got into it, and they had a hell of a show down there. So, and then when Nike was doing those tours, I chose the best guys, to get him a platform. You know what I mean? Yes. It might have been a youngin that might have been shining down there, but he wasn't ready to take that thing, So that's when I used to, pick Greg, SpongeBob, and these nicknames, and Baby Shaq signed the biggest contract in hand-one history, and shit like that.
Yes, sir.
Lonnie was already known in the city. Lonnie really carried DC on his back. He was playing all over the world, and then playing up that Rutgers with the millionaires, playing for Fat Joe and them. So repping the city, man. So I tried to hold that down on my end with all the guys that could hoop, that nobody thought could play on that 94 under that whistle. And D Nice for one, Brian Chase. I don't want to leave nobody. I might leave some people out, but Brian Chase got a break when Shaq came down to watch the game. The Diesel popped up, and Brian Chase put on a hell of a show. And Shaq said, "Man, who was that?" Blah, blah. I said, "That's Brian Chase." Blah, blah. He got Chase in with the Miami Heat, got him to work out with Miami. So, nice. And after that didn't work out. Chase ended up in the LA Lakers D League. MVP went to Utah Jazz. Trey Kelly and all these people, man, that came from them gates. And if people call me and say, "Hey, man, who the baddest motherfucker in them gates? I need a team. I need so and so. But this who I got. You know what I'm saying? This who I'm gonna send you." When Nike was doing them tours, I tried to get the best team to go out and rep the city, because them other cities, they got their best. They got their best. And we're gonna get to that bullshit you pulled up at the Heat and the Sun. You gotta wait. I want that rematch, Joe.
You bust my ass in DC. You got your rematch. You bust my ass and you embarrassed me.
I wanted to bust your ass on your grounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
are you calling me out?
But them jokers know when we first came up to Hoops in the Sun,
I know.
I put that mob up there. half of them motherfuckers was high on the way up there.
That's not my fault.
Y'all handed my ass to me up there on the beach, man. You remember that?
I remember that, and I remember you handing my ass in DC. I had to walk out there with my head down, like shit. I gotta go back to this dem bus. Like I got my ass bust. I got Kenny Sad. I got Scott Machado. I'm like, damn, maybe Check had 40 on me, and DC Sniper had 20. I'm like, oh man.
Hey, look, I had to tie these niggas up and make sure they wasn't high and shit when you came down. Because when we went up there, Giss, Super Boo, man, these was my go-to guys.
Super Boo was tough.
And they get up that joint, man. These motherfuckers was high as Cooler Brown. And y'all beat these brakes off us. And one thing about the city, when you come back, oh man, they letting you have it.
Yeah.
They letting you have it. Man, you took them over, y'all. And some of them hate us because they wasn't on the team. So them motherfuckers ain't rooting for you anyway. They wait for you to get your ass whipped so they can talk about you.
Yeah, they did. So talk about DC basketball, right? You put DC on the map, you know. Now it's compared amongst the. Oh, there you go. Oh shit! Look at this, Miles. Look at this, Miles.
I know you got that footage.
You know I got it. Oh, that was a good day.
Where that footage was, Joe. I know it was gonna pop up.
Miles, that was a good day, Miles. Right? That was a wonderful day, Miles. That was beautiful. Hey, yo, look at that park, man. It's not as beautiful as yours, but that was great.
Hey, Joe, you know what was so amazing about that? My guys never experienced nothing like that. Neither have I.
Right.
Out there on the beach, California, you know what I'm saying? New York. New York. Out there on the beach in New York. Who the hell knew it was a beach in New York?
Miles, I've been trying to educate everybody in the world for 22 years that there's a beach in the Bronx, man. It may not be Venice and it may not be, you know, these clear waters, but there's something going on over there, man.
That was a good day other than the ass whipping. Besides the ass whipping y'all gave us, that was a good day.
That was a beautiful day. So I want to stay with the energy, right? So DC basketball, you put on the map. It's now compared to LA, New York, Chicago, Seattle. How does that feel 25 years later? And I hope it's in your documentary in terms of how you was able to put DC back, if not back on the map, but put on the map in terms of cities and states. How you feel about that now?
Because like I said, and they used to say that, you know, DC wasn't getting our respect basketball wise. So when them gates opened, so it's like when Gil was like the first pro. KD was playing before he was a pro.
Right.
So when he was in Seattle, you know, so they homies. So they already knew. So when Gil first came to the gates, Gil first played in a We Are One of the urban wear companies. We Are One and my man All Days, Kirkbone, they had a game up Dunbar.
Okay.
And Gil came and played in that game. Because Gil was looking for that wreck. Gil ain't duck no wreck. And them pros, when you come and play in a city, you got to earn your stripes in them streets.
Yeah.
You got to play in them street leagues. You know what I'm saying? So when Gil came up there and played, he ain't really shine, but then he was like, hey, man, I heard about this Goodman League. Where the hooping at? He called me one day out the blue. Miles, Gil, I'm trying to boom. I said, oh, shit, come on. So he come that first day with some low-top Chuck Taylors, no socking them people, and he got his ass handed to him.
This is hibachi? This is the hibachi?
The hibachi.
The hibachi.
But he didn't know. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault, though. He didn't know. Nobody hipped him. So that from then on, this joker called me the next day, dude. Can I play? Can you play? Of course. This joker was playing every day damn near down the farm. He got so hooked because the competition. He said, man, I heard about Kurt Troublesmith. I heard about G. Jones. I heard about Lonnie. He said, I want to play against all them jokers. And when he came in them gates, man, they wasn't tripping off no Gil Arenas. Gil Arenas had to do his motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
And he did that because they coming at you. And he knew that. He wanted that bump, man. He fucked his knee was fucked up. And he was so, because they was in the playoffs. And I was like, man, you don't have to play no more. You cool. You man, this Joker, but he by then, man, he was hooked. He was hooked. Man. So that DC basketball, man, them niggas, only thing about DC, sometimes when they go out of town to play, you know what I'm saying?
There goes Hibachi, Miles. There goes Hibachi right there.
Oh yeah.
Look how packed.
That Joker and looked out for the Goodman League.
Okay.
When he came down, you know what I mean? What you need? Yeah. What you need? I need fiberglass backboards. I need new hoops. Got that shit done like nothing. You know what I mean? See the backboards right there?
Yes, sir.
Gil got them up there.
Oh wow.
We were playing on the half moon joints. half moon, double rim. You know what I'm saying? But he came in and played just like it was nothing. No entourage, no none of that shit. Popping up in them $1 million cars, and them jokers wasn't tripping off Gil. Right. And Gil put that work in, man. So DC basketball, man, motherfucker was sleeping. But they know now. Over the last 25 years, they know now, Joe.
I know, baby. I hear you. Get BG.
Oh man, this is amazing, man. This is definitely dope. But talk a little bit about you know, me and Joe and Randy was talking, man, and I just want to say that, you know, I think, you know, you got to be in the history books, man, for what you did in 2011, the lockout. You know, when you had that basketball game that featured so many NBA All-Stars, probably future Hall of Famers, and the greatest thing about it was still in the street ball element. You know, the jokers, they come down there and was running plays and looking all pretty. You know,
let me tell you something. They fooled the shit out of me.
Right.
You know, like you said, they were street balling in the gym.
Right. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about that, man. How it came about. Obviously, you know, Gil Arenas and all these Kevin Durant and all these guys came through the Goodman League. But talk to us a little bit about you guys featuring that game, which, you know, me, Randy, and Joe talked about, that almost kind of put the pressure on the NBA to even get it started. You know,
exactly. Because this is what happened with that. Me and during the Nike little tournaments every year, we was playing against Dino, you know, playing against the Drew League, and up in New York or DC or wherever, Chicago. Yep. And I always told Dino, because I heard about that Drew League, even though it was Dino didn't want that smoke in the gates. I was trying to get him.
Miles, tell him you challenged him for weeks. Yo, we're doing the game outdoors. I'm not going indoors.
He didn't.
Oh,
I
remember
that. That smoke in them gates.
BG, he didn't want to go outdoors. He said we're doing it in the gym because the crowd and this. And I was like, fuck that. We're gonna go outside.
I said I want the Drew League in the gates, in them gates, and Dino didn't want that smoke. He said, man, we can play indoors. So when the lockout hit, you know, the pros ain't had nowhere to play at. So I'm plotting. I'm talking to my guys. I'm like, man, this would be a perfect time to try to get a goddamn, you know, a pro game. But DC is funny. DC and New York is different. New York don't give a fuck who playing. they gonna pack the arena.
Right.
DC niggas want to know, man, who playing? Who you got? So-and-so playing. But in the gates, they coming, period. So that was my thing, to try to get it in the gates, but Dino was on some other shit, right? And he didn't want that bump. So I said, Dino, well, I mean, we was making calls, long story short, Dino said, you know, we'll come down there, but we gotta do it indoors. I said, okay, cool. So KD and them out, the Drew League hooping indoors, and they shooting that shit hard, and them talking that shit. And then I called Dino, man, what we waiting on? Let's get this shit popping. Let's get it popping. And that was the biggest game in the city. Ever. It was just a shame that the bigger gyms wouldn't let me use their gym.
That's right.
And that's right. It was 1,600, 1,800 seat gym. You know what I'm saying? But it still worked, man. You had 10 motherfucking all-stars on each team.
Yeah.
You know, BG, these jokers, Rudy Gay and them call. Why the fuck Rudy Gay got my number?
Mm-hmm.
They called me out. Can I play, man? Can I play? Can I play? They man, so when we hooked that joint up, and Dino was like, man, we got so we got some. I said, motherfucker, I don't care who you got, nigga. I got KD, motherfucker. I got KD, nigga, I got John Wall. Nigga, I got bad attitude. I got Boogie.
Yeah. Boogie Cousins, that's right. Yeah.
Some of my regular Goodman guys. I wanted them to get some of that experience. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I put baby back in that joint. So that game, man, I'm gonna tell you, I thought niggas gonna get out there being cute and all that shit like BG said. No, sir.
No, sir.
That was street ball at its finest in a game.
One of the look at that BG. I was in there.
Legendary.
That was
Legendary Mouse.
That was in DC, and we returned the favor 3 months later, and we went out Long Beach. Mm-hmm. We played that in Long Beach.
I remember that.
That initial game we started, the Goodman League and Drew League started those Lockout games. Then everybody started having them. Baltimore had one with the Carmelo League and the Goodman League, and that down, I think it was Portland State. But this game right here, this joint was ridiculous. I think we got them people 136, 134.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was epic, man.
They were hooping like shit in that game.
Amazing, man. It was probably the most exhilarating game I was part of, bro. Like just seeing this for free. I mean, it was media. It was, I mean, BG. It was pros walking in with book bags, like off a flight. I saw Gary Neal come and said, Gary Neal's here, and I see James Harden, I see your cousins.
Gary Neal, man, they was coming through like they was at a goddamn All-Star game.
Oh man,
and like you said, Joe, to do it for free, Miles. Like, and I think that's the misconception with us as commissioners, you know, as color commissioners at that. You know, these cats think that we making millions of dollars doing this thing because we got corporate sponsors and this.
I was making millions of dollars. I wouldn't be no motherfucker fed for 28 years.
Right.
I'd have been gave that up, but
right. But so to put that on for free, man. It's like, man, I can't give you no other sentiments, man, to say how much that means to a community. You know what I mean? You got cats that are all in the NBA that don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just watching that, man, I remember just watching the highlights. It was just like, man, unreal to see the cats that was playing in it. And then you gave the street ball cats a chance to go at those dudes on that platform. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas, LA came with regular motherfuckers.
Right.
I mean, with NBA dudes. That's how much Dino wanted that game. He might have had a couple of
all NBA dudes, maybe 2.
Yeah. He wanted that motherfucker so bad. He didn't give his regular street. I gave my street ball guys a chance to get some of that wreck, but I don't make it, you know, don't bullshit it. I wanted that W too. But look at that game the players that was in that motherfucker.
Yeah, Miles, I'm telling you, like I lived this with Randy live, man. I was and what people don't know about you, I met you for the first time there, and you was just so busy. After the game, I came and see you. Say, yo, Cruz, man, call me in the back, man. Call me in the back. So I go in the back. I'm seeing big ass Boogie Cousin getting dressed. I see Brandon Jennings. I'm like, this is unfucking real. Like I'm sitting with 2 legends, Dino and Miles, and they bring me into the back. Like it opened my eyes to change my league in a whole different aspect. So I salute to you, champ. Like
one thing about me, when if I fuck with you, I fuck with you to the fullest. I ain't gonna get cute and look you off because you in my town. I showed you the same love when you came down here that you showed me up in the sun. You gave me some of that good old Italian pizza up there. You gave us some of that good Italian pizza up there in New York.
I had to take care of you. Because you know, you're my man. You're my man.
A lot of people don't know. I mean, props to Dino, my man Ken Stevens.
Sure.
Ken's family.
Brooklyn, my guy, rest in peace.
Greg Marius.
I took a team during the lockout. I had a traveling squad.
Yeah.
during that lockout. We went to Indianapolis and then put together a hell of a game up there. We had all-stars, Jeff Green, Wall, Boogie. Man, them Indianapolis motherfuckers, man. I got raped up there as far as that currency, but they didn't play fair up there, and that would really fuck me up with that because I always played fair.
Right.
You know, and this clown up in Indianapolis that was running that shit, yeah, he, you know, but he never had another lockout game after that.
Man, I could go on for hours, man.
I got on the phone and I put that motherfucking word out. Don't fuck with that nigga in Indianapolis.
Yeah, he locked out now. He locked out for good now.
Yeah, he locked himself out. You know what I'm saying? But that's how shit goes sometimes. But
I feel you.
Man,
that's amazing, man. And I want to stay there energy wise because I have a question for you to follow up. What are your, besides the 2011 lockout, what are your favorite moments in games at the Goodman League?
Man, I'm gonna get right to it. The first one was the first and1 game.
I remember
Lonnie Shaq but I don't know if y'all seen that footage. When Lonnie and Shaq bought and1 down there, and man, I saw footage of Rucker Park when niggas was in the trees on top of apartment buildings. And, you know, the gates wasn't like that. They wasn't on top of the houses and all that. But if they could have got up there,
they would have been.
They would have been there.
You know, if the shit was built like that, they would have. But man, that game brought tears to my eyes because it was so packed. And I'm like, man, are you kidding me? The Goodman League and and1 in Bury Farms, really?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
and those are the moments we live for, Miles. Exactly that moment. We live for those moments. There you go. There you go.
Man, y'all did y'all research, man. Y'all shit.
I got a great. Well, me and BG have a great producer back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so my man's ready.
Yeah.
And
shout out to the producer, man. The producer on this
are
job.
Those the half moon rims we talk about?
The half moon backboard with the double rim. A nigga had to have a lead. Hey, you had to have a Steph Curry Jada for that motherfucker to go in on the double rim.
Wow.
But look at the background though, Joe.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Oh
yeah. I see.
Bands. Man, that was I think I want to say we did like 4 games with and1. All of them were marvelous. That was my first great moment when Shaq came down the farms, the Diesel, when he came, when Gilbert Arenas, the Gilbert Arenas era that'll be on my documentary, when he was bringing 8 Wizard players damn near every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Nike stuff, when Nike was bringing them doing the games down there, bringing those traveling teams. Red Bull 3-on-3, man, brought 11 teams from foreign countries.
Shouts to Red Bull. Our sponsor for the podcast. Go ahead.
In Bury Farm, Southeast DC, over the last 4 years, they've been hosting their events in the gates or in the gym at the rec, man. Foreign players from 11 different countries. We had teams from Chicago, New Orleans, New York, playing in those gates right there. If you'd have told me that shit in '96, I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Hey, BG, that's the build up. You know what I'm saying?
Build up.
That's the build up from when, you know, like was it Jim Jones? What's the dude, Jim Jones?
Jim Jones.
Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, Mike Jones. Shout out Mike Jones.
Shout out to Mike Beasley too. Mike Beasley was playing in there too. I see that.
Mike Beasley, man, animal. Mike Beasley, animal. Animal. They had a team I called the Youngins. It was Ty Lawson, Mike Beasley, KD, Dante Cunningham. Oh man, these youngins was 16 giving grown motherfuckers the business. I changed Ty Lawson's name to Mr. Lawson at 16.
Mr.
Mr. Lawson at 16. Man, we had some great games
For sure.
in them games, man. And I never really realized it and got to appreciate it until I had some surgeries and I was home and I had to pop them DVDs in to really realize and enjoy that shit. Absolutely. But the main thing I want to say before we go,
no, we're not done yet. We ain't done with you yet, buddy. We ain't done. Okay. We got a few more. We got time.
These leagues in these cities, people don't realize, man. Tell them motherfuckers go check the crime stats.
Right.
When these prospective leagues are going on.
Exactly.
You know, I used to give I used to give MPD the blues in my city. They want to know, well, why you playing 7 days a week? I said, well, I'm in a meeting. What y'all want to do? Chase these motherfuckers? You know, respond to shots fired? Or y'all want, you know what I mean? This is why I'm curtailing crime. Y'all paying people to curtail crime, allegedly. These groups, these organizations.
Yep.
But I'm doing this shit. I'm on that front line every day. And you ain't gave me a payphone quarter. You ain't donated a payphone quarter to the Goodman League. Y'all out there motherfucking harassing the Goodman League until I got a connect in there. See, people don't know the struggle. Like you say, they think it's just motherfuckers. I'm working behind the scenes to make this shit better.
That's a fact.
You ain't gonna come down to Goodman League and pull over cars, search cars while they park. Because when cars are when they had them other shits going on with them well-to-do folks, ain't no police at they joints.
Right.
This is shit I was doing behind the scene that people don't know. Shout out to Deputy Chief retired Cruz for MPD. When I met her and I got on the same accord, and we saw this shit eye to eye. I'm curtailing crime in this city on my watch. I'm on the front line, whether you know it or not. But this is shit they don't see, Joe. And BG, same thing with the guys in New York and LA. Even though Dino indoors, you think them motherfucking Bloods and Crips wouldn't be out there in the shit if they wasn't in that and wasn't in them jams?
Right.
You know what I mean? We giving you motherfuckers a break. No police coverage in my league during that time, Joe.
I hear you.
The police. I was the police.
Right. We policing ourselves.
Yeah, and then you bringing these motherfucking young bucks down there, and these motherfuckers writing tickets, and I mean, get your motherfucking ass out of here. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? I'm doing your job.
That's right.
We had to go through, but people don't know, and it used to sadden me. Yeah. Because the people was fucked up. So when I was going to these people, I'm like, hey man, y'all fucking with the wrong. We ain't doing no harm. When we was down this motherfucker by ourselves, when shots was fired every day and all that, y'all wasn't down here. Now y'all want to come when it's, you know, when I can smooth shit over. Yep. You dig? Y'all want to come down here now and harass? No, I ain't gonna let that happen. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. So now we dealing with gentrification, and I don't want to step on y'all toes when we get to that. So y'all go ahead. Next, I had to get that off my chest.
This is what we're here for, baby. So I know BG want to ask you about your documentary. Go ahead, B.
Nah, man. I mean, icon, pioneer. You know, ambassador is something that you are, and you know, just talking about the things that you're doing for the community. Keeping it a safe haven is one of the few things that we wanted to make sure that people understand that goes on running basketball tournaments. But talk a little bit about your documentary that's coming out.
Yes, sir.
25 years. 25 years. Man. I only been doing it for 10 years. And it feel like it's been 100 years doing it for 10 years. So
hey, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I remember them rough times.
Yeah. So talk about the documentary that's coming out, and you know, where people can find it at, and things like that.
What we doing is my guy, Wayne's World Film. He been filming my game from day one.
Nice.
And one thing about me, I'm loyal.
I'm loyal. That's right.
I'm loyal. Loyal is you'll find. If you might get me once. But the next time, shame on you. Like I was telling the joke in Indiana, when you fuck me, you fucked yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So We working on it 25 years, and I'm like 25 years.
25 miles. Damn.
So I'm like, we got to do a documentary, but I'm like, how you get 25 years into an hour and some change?
Right.
So we working on that. My guy working on the trailer.
Right.
The plan is to shop the doc for a network.
Nice.
Netflix,
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that DVD YouTube shit. Nah, this is for 25 years of blood, sweat, and tears. I want the fruits of my labor.
Talk about it, Miles.
This ain't going on no DVD, although it will be a director's cut down the road. But for now, 25 years. So the plan is, I got a few guys in Netflix plugs and Showtime people that, the plan is to present the trailer as a series. Maybe four or five series. And then if they do, because, I was advised to do that because the networks want more for their buck versus they want a series versus, well, you want a series, motherfucker. I got a series. And I can break it down 25 years.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what we're working on, Joe. I'm excited about it, man. We got some support and backing. One thing I do want to say, and I'm gonna say that, but
okay.
The league niggas that played in the farm, some of them jokers are horrible. I shouldn't be scratching and begging for no motherfucking budget. You know what I mean? And niggas can take that for what they want. I'm gonna keep it 100.
100.
Some, you know what I mean?
Talk about
the league jokers that grew up playing down there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't supporting this. The shit is terrible. But that's how it's been my whole 25-year ride.
Self-made.
You know what I'm saying? I made it this motherfucker far. So, and I'm going to keep on trucking like Eddie Kendricks. So the 25-year doc is hopefully with the trailer should be done in about maybe another month.
Nice.
And like I said, the plan is to drop that to Netflix, Showtime, Amazon, whatever, whoever. We putting this thing together now. I got some people in my corner directing me in the right direction to tell this story, not just the basketball side.
Right.
This story can't just get this more than basketball. Like y'all said, people don't understand.
They don't.
Saving lives, giving back to the community. I do toy drive, food drive. I feed, give, and I was brought up that way by my mom and pops. So this ain't just a basketball story.
Yes, sir.
Nick motherfuckers was killing down Bird Farms every day, 90 going north. In other cities, there's gangsters coming from other hoods, and these jokers meeting up, and they down the farms. So that's why I used to tell MPD, the police, I know what Joe would be doing if he ain't down here. Right. I know what BG be breaking the motherfucking law if he wasn't down here. Right. Y'all, these youngins, y'all, all these motherfuckers, y'all coming down here asking me questions about. Yeah. No, that ain't me. I'm the law. I'm not, I don't bring that law in the gates because I didn't become a Fed to lock a bunch of motherfuckers up. That wasn't my motivation. Respect. My motivation to become a Fed was to save my people. So they used to get a little fucked up with me when I used, when you come down there, you gotta be right. Because I got a badge too. And they had to learn, they learned that. A lot of them. I ain't gonna let you come down here and be wrong.
That's a fact, Miles.
A lot of black people that come to these leagues, they don't know their rights. And then the Fed, the police, you take advantage of that shit. Nah. If y'all ain't doing that shit uptown in War II and all that, you ain't coming across here and do it. Not without a fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the documentary. Different segments. Well, that documentary is the crime, do right, the urban wear, go, in our city that's our music. I'm breaking it down in different segments.
Nice.
And hopefully, that you'll see it hopefully by early next year, because after we do the trailer, it's still gonna take a little time to do the doc. But so this not gonna be a YouTube DVD joint because it would have been done. This joint gonna be proper.
And listen, anything you do is proper. And I got a couple of people on this chat saying, shout out to my man Hoop Dreams. He says salute to Miles. He's saying big homie from Joseph Jennings, big homie, my man, love you. You're well respected, man, in every state. I want to dive into 2 questions to you, man. I know you the man. Well, I know it's the Goodman League, and then you transform into the inside the gates. Was there a reason, an obvious reason why you made that change? And talk about that part, but talk about you announcing and the slogans and the nicknames and the jokes you would make, because you made a couple on me, but I know you're famous for must see TV, something like that. So talk about Inside the Gates name, and talk about your announcing and the beauty of that, not only being a commissioner but also blessing that mic.
The Gates in the Goodman League is one and the same. That's the same. I changed I changed it from my announcement when I do the games is live from the BF Coliseum.
Yes, sir.
Southeast Berry Farm. But the Gates is just the nick. So when people say where the game's at, and you say Berry Farms, and motherfuckers' antennas go up. True story, Joe.
True. No, I know.
So I try to throw a wrench in there, and I said because it's around, we inside.
Yeah, the gate. Yeah.
And I said, well, the Gates, and this shit just come out of nowhere. This ain't none of this shit written down. It's just whatever come out that day is what you get.
Absolutely.
So the Gates, and that shit just rung. So sometimes I used to look on my thread, and mother would be like, where the game's at? And the white folks and the people that didn't know, they was like, man, the game's in the Gates. And it's like, where the fuck is the Gates?
That's right.
So that was Berry Farm. So that's two in the same. That's the same. As far as me announcing,
oh man,
when it was the Berry Farm Community League, I used to do the games. If I think I got a picture on my page that it was like a one box. Hey Joe, I just re-upped on you, Joe.
You got time. I had to get my Red Bull, so I'm ready for you. Let's go.
Frosty motherfucking Tito lemonade. That's my trademark.
Yo, BG, you big time when you get drinks made to you on a live podcast.
My wife take good care of me.
Shout out to wifey. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that was the same situation. Joe, what was the question again?
About announcing, like what is the beauty of announcing the nicknames? And I
was doing that at I want to say 15. The guy Irvin Brady that was running the league, and they wasn't getting no play-by-play. Now they get play-by-play. Back then they was getting jokes and basketball, song, blah 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 blah. And I just got better with it as time went along.
Yes, sir.
And then when the Gates started, that's when the nicknames and these names, like I said, came out of nowhere. None of my shit is scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is written down. All this shit came out of. So the nicknames and it came out of nowhere. If I thought you looked like somebody, or if you was fucking the wreck up, whatever the case may be, that I thought of a name. And normally my nicknames stick.
Right.
My nicknames make you famous.
So one nickname.
They don't even know SpongeBob's name is Andrew Washington. Everywhere he go, he's SpongeBob. Kurt Smith is Trouble Smith. The Wizard. Baby Shaq already had his name. But the nicknames, and they don't. Sometimes a joker used to come down there and play, be like, man, I ain't get damn Miles, I ain't get no name. Motherfucker, you ain't do nothing to get no name.
No name. You ain't earn it, right?
You gotta earn a name. You ain't get shit.
I'll tell you the one tagline I remember very well, and again, shout out to Randy Cruz, our producer. Wale did a song, and I remember because BJ, I remember he kept saying, "Move 'em, right?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is move 'em, right?" And the whole gates was shake, like move 'em. And then I'm hearing Wale, because I love Wale. Shouts to Wale. He said, "Baby girl, I just move him. I got that Goodman game." I said, "Oh shit, this guy fucking Miles, man."
And that was another thing as far as the growth, and Joker's paying homage, and you getting recognition. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And then some homies, my theme songs. I got 3 theme songs: Inside the Gates, that 32, and Mo Chips made, and the young lady. I got 3 theme songs that I play before games, different songs depending on, and these people go in the studio and they do this shit on their own because they love what's going on and they caught up in the moment, and they bring me these songs. Man, listen to this shit. We on the black top, steel gates. You know what I'm saying? 6:30, about to tip off, about to leave Eaton Road and see. Oh man, this shit was Miles John Thompson. Man, these motherfuckers. Then the girl make a song. Raheem Devon and my main man, One Way Booby, they come down and record. One thing about me, and the Goodman League has been powerful economically to small pop-up shop businesses. I never tell nobody no. If you selling goddamn combs, toothbrushes, Miles, can I come on down? Right. You know what I'm saying? If you selling such and such, I don't know if they're gonna buy that. I keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna buy that. These niggas ain't got but $10 down here. You might gotta come down off your price. They smoke weed down here, so you gotta get weed smokers food, chicken wings, French fries, fish.
Talk about that shrimp and chips. Go ahead.
Chicken, fish, and shrimp cooked in the same grease. Man, this is shit that just come out. So the nicknames were hilarious and stuck with people. The movement joint, I'm gonna tell you where I got that from. When I had my own team called the Grade 8, my man Step was on my team. When we used to do the fast break kick out, he used to say, "Move them," which means push that motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
So I stole that from him. And I told him, a lot of people thought I made that up. No, I ain't make that up. I got that when Step, I'm listening, move them. Okay. So I do my games, and that shit just became a part of the, after I do the intro, move them, and that's my trademark, you know what I'm saying? Sir. But it's just different shit, man, and it's based on the fans. I'm like, my fans are me. I walk in that motherfucker, and it depends on them. I don't give a fuck who playing, because I got that. You know what I'm saying? But that fan energy, man, what you see down there, Joe, when you've been down there.
Yes, sir.
And I hope your man can get down there after the pandemic shit.
Yes, sir.
What you see down there, man, is what you get. We don't pull no punches or none of that shit, man. And then them nicknames are hilarious and they iconic. And we did the league has done a lot between saving lives, feeding people, clothing people.
Right. I
mean, that's my passion, man. You got to be passionate about this shit.
Absolutely.
You can't be in this shit for this. If you in it for that, you a dead man walking.
You're wrong business.
A dead man walking.
I want to get into our. I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry. No, Miles, go. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if you in it for the wrong reasons, that's why my shit been on top for so long, because I'm in it with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it with my motherfucking heart. I bleed Goodman League.
And there's no price tag on that. There's no price tag on that.
I'm glad it's in my hood. I've been asked, man, can you bring the Goodman League? No, I can't bring the Goodman League to another neighborhood. You know how hard it is to try to start something up in another hood? Right. Nigga, I got respect in this hood, and now I got to rumble the youngins to get, because the shit changing.
Yeah.
If they're going in another hood with some wild ass youngins, because in my hood, they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
They know they're going to get joned on. They know I'm going to talk shit about them if you ain't dressed proper, if you fucked up. They know they're going to get it. But to go to another hood, Joe might can't take that shit in his hood.
Right.
And then you got to deal with, Joe, you going to let that nigga talk to you like that? You going to let that nigga clown you? That's that peer pressure, Joe, that I always tell people about.
Yeah.
No, I'm safe down here. I'm gonna stay where I'm safe.
Yeah. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm good down
I'm
here.
good. I'm good.
I ain't going nowhere else. A lot of people say, "Man, can you go to New York?" I bet you couldn't take that shit to New York, dude. I bet you I could go to New York and be a bad motherfucker too. That they just gonna have to adjust. Cause I think I'm the baddest motherfucker play-by-play man in the land. They just gotta adjust. Cause like the LA dude came down to do when we did the gaming with the Drew League, they didn't like him and they wasn't supposed to like him. They wasn't supposed to like him.
Yeah. It's you,
right?
baby. It's you.
That's my motherfucker. I didn't want to give him the mic anyway, because I already knew. I'm not gonna go to LA and try to steal your show.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm gonna sit in the stands and I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm cool.
Absolutely.
Cause I need about a week. Give me a week, and I had this motherfucker. I know it. But I'm not gonna have it day one because I'm used to whoever they do.
Right.
Yeah, but give me a week, and I'll take that motherfucker over. And I told the dude, he was like, man, he thought I was hating on him, Joe. He was like, man, damn it. I said,
You warned him.
I said, look, man, I'm that nigga down here. They come to these games to see me. They don't come to see no motherfucking basketball. And they come to see the nigga on the mic.
And I'm gonna tell you, great segue, right, BG. So our game in 2011, like 2012, me and Miles. I'm gonna let Miles say his piece, right? I remember the game would start at a certain time, and we were all ready, right? So my guys like, yo, what's up, man? Kenny said, always, let's go, man. I'm tired. Let's go. I'm ready to go, right? I'm like, all right, let me tell him, so I'm telling yo, what's up with the game? Motherfucker telling me, I think it was season ticket holder. This game ain't starting without Miles in the mic. I said, oh shit. Cause I forget, I forgot like Miles is the commissioner, but he's the it, right? So I'm forgetting like, so I'm thinking like me and Miles gonna be in the sideline, talking shit, making bets, and he on the mic roasting my ass. He said, these motherfuckers come down, think they smooth with this Mercedes Benz. We gonna move them. I'm like, oh shit. And Miles, talk about that day, man. I know you got a different story
that was. I don't even. Number one, we don't. Normally, when you come down the gates, Joe and them, like I say, Joe Italian. See, Joe, you motherfuckers want to eat some hood food today. And because I know them niggas on that you got on your team, and Joe was like, man, we start, man, I got this. We gotta wait till this shit is like our regular games.
Right.
We don't jump all at 6:30.
Right.
Not for no big show.
That's absolutely
show.
Right.
I gotta wait till the people get in here, the music playing, nigga. Let my vendors sell their food because I don't want to hear that shit when it's over. I need to get there. So let my vendors sell and the joke, man, y'all can sit down and chill out. Nigga, y'all got a breeze on the beach, motherfucker. Ain't no breeze down here. It's blazing saddle down this motherfucker. Scorching. Don't tell them motherfuckers to chill out, man.
Oh man.
So that's when I had to give him my little monologue. I got a monologue.
Yes, sir.
But everything is like I say, off the muscle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Joe was like, man, you funny as shit. And I said, Joe, this is what they come for.
Right. The show.
The game gonna be played.
They come for the show.
And one thing I never did.
Yes, sir.
That shit never went to my head. I never showed up. They never had to wait on me. And I never, because I treated my fans with so much respect.
Right.
I started doing the Junior Goodman League to take up that time and get a youngest time to bump and all that, because they know the big show 7:30 and 8:30, depending on how hot it is, And then the white folks was worried because they stay past 10. And I used to tell them, y'all good. As long as the game's going on, you good.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't come on a week. Don't come when we ain't playing, because you're not on my watch. You're at your own risk.
Right.
All of that stuff, man, people do, and I give respect to the announcers in whatever city. Because you have to. They're accustomed to you. You got to adapt to them fans.
Yeah.
Just like a comic. If you got a motherfucking a script that you already gonna go with when you hit that stage, and that shit ain't funny, now you gotta ad lib. And that's all it is with me, man. I was doing this shit since I was 15.
Wow.
Not like I said, not they get play by play, comedy, and whatever, man. And then whatever come at halftime, you in. I don't have a halftime show. People pop up, man. Let's do this, and then I let the entertainers, let the local good dudes perform and stuff like that, man. I don't turn my back on nobody.
Nice.
But I let them know if your shit ain't right, you coming down here to rap. I said it's a tough crowd. If your shit ain't hitting, they gonna let you know. I always give them that, Joe, but I never, economic wise, I let the urban wear companies set up, man. Y'all can set up and sell, don't charge nobody. Get your money, man, because we known for our urban wear shit.
Right.
Get your money. The people that's trying to make a living selling cupcakes, whatever the case may be. If you vend at an event in DC, you may have to pay a $1,000 flat fee.
Right.
And you may not make a fucking dime. When they come in the gates, man, can I come in and check in first? You don't come in here and you can't just pop up and set up. You got to come and check in. Check with my guy that handles that, and then we gonna take care of you. Man, he told me I could, because you ain't check in, motherfucker.
Welcome to the big show. Welcome to the big show.
Nobody's shit. I just can't pop up at nobody's shit and just set up and start selling. Nah, motherfucker, I gotta check in. And that's another thing. You helping people's business grow, man. The gates, I'm telling you, have been so much in this city, man. More than basketball.
Absolutely.
More than basketball. Yeah, I'm telling all that.
We're gonna put you in the corner now because we want to make sure we get a little more personal with you. I know BG got questions. I got some questions. I just want to say from our experience, Miles, I want to tell you, man, you've been my brother for life, man, since we met. And I had one of the best times, man. Like I have a few of my staff members talking to me in this chat saying that who went to the game and went to experience that moment with you. It's probably one of the best times I've ever had, man. And I win, lose, or draw, I gain a new family in DC, and I love you to death, and I love what you do, and I always admire you. And I know that when I call you, you pick up, and I know when you call me, I'm picking up because you're my brother, man. So I thank you for the opportunity.
That's another thing these motherfuckers don't do. They don't answer the phone. You know what I mean? BG, they terrible. When they call me, what's up? I ain't that guy.
Right.
What's up, BG? What you need?
Right.
Blah. Either I can do it or I can't.
That's a
fact. Ain't no whole lot of bullshit. Ain't no B-Lee, I'm gonna let you know. These motherfuckers. Man, I called you, but when you call me, I'll pick up on the first ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But for the most part, man, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do this shit over and start over, I do it the exact same way because that's how it's supposed to be done. You in your hood, you in your city. My hood is first.
My hood is first.
Fuck the city. My hood is first. Bird Farm for life. They down there is first. And they'll tell you, you know what I mean? When I do my turkey drives and baskets, Bird Farms get baskets first. If whatever left, then we'll share.
Right.
You know what I mean? I even got Nike to start doing cookouts on opening days. That I always was plotting on how to make my shit better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was perfect because a lot of kids down there wasn't eating. And I knew that.
Yeah.
This wasn't for the grown-ups. This was for the kids.
That's a fact.
Fuck them grown-ups. Y'all get in line after them. Y'all grown. This was for the kids.
Respect.
When I first started, I had kids cleaning up the court for me. I had like a group of 6. These jokers was cleaning up. They was getting paid. Showing them this is what you gotta do. Miles, give me $5. Can you got $5? Miles, you got $2? Nah, motherfucker, go get that broom and you can start cleaning up. Yeah. And you can, that's how you can get you $2. Right. And then at the end of the season, I would take these 6 kids when it was time to go back to school and get them brand new, whatever they want. I said, y'all can either get your sneakers or you can get you some Nike boots that was out and get you a coat and get you some clothes. That's what I used to do. Out my pocket for these kids that was helping me clean up. And now, you know, the shit transition. It's a transition, man.
Yeah.
These people, they don't know, Joe.
Nah, they
They
don't know.
don't fucking know the half. They just think you pull up down that motherfucker and you come in there and announce the game. Nah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
How you think Red Bull got on board? How you think Nike got on board? You know, I got lucky with Nike. But the thing about these sponsors, if you some shit,
They gonna cut you.
What? Red Bull ain't left since.
Hey,
They ain't never had no events that they had down Bury Farm, down in no hood. They normally go rent a big ass parking lot at the convention center.
Right.
And that shit they was doing, but they did that because of me. They trusted me with their shit.
Nice.
And they brought their shit down Bury Farms and they set that shit up. Red Bull redid my courts too, the way they are now.
Nice.
Great relationship with Red Bull over the years. If you some shit, you can forget it. You can forget it.
Well,
you know what I mean? So
shout out to Red Bull because they help me out.
No question.
Help the podcast. This segment of our show is sponsored by Red Bull, so it's called The Corner. We're gonna ask you some personal questions, some get to know you questions. So and then after that we'll wrap up, man. And I just want to say, hey, listen, this is probably one of the best moments I had with you to get to know you and your city and Barry Farm. So appreciate you. So yeah, BG.
Yeah, so we're gonna ask you some quick questions, man. You could just ask them real quick, short and brief. First question we're gonna ask you, man, is who's your favorite R&B or hip hop artist from the DC area?
From DC? I don't have a favorite R&B and hip hop artist from DC.
Okay.
We grew up on Go-Go.
Go-Go. All right, who's your favorite Go-Go artist?
Rare Essence.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
Favorite, let's see. Favorite city to visit in your world tour?
New York.
You better say that.
New York for sure. They'll go against their own team, and that's how they did with Corey. If you frying, they cheering for you.
They cheering for you.
That's how Corey got the DC sniper name.
Yeah.
We were there for that Nike game.
Brooklyn Navy Yard. Remember that.
What's that little ass court? Fourth in
West Fourth?
West Fourth.
Yeah, West Fourth.
The Cage.
New York, man, they don't give a fuck. They don't act like I say. They love basketball.
Yeah.
And if a midget come up there and play, and he can do it, they gonna get love.
That's a fact.
So definitely New York.
All right, man. So what's your favorite? On the court sneaker and off the court sneaker to rock? We know you're a fly guy and all that stuff. So you give us some of your favorite sneakers.
I'm a Nike guy.
Okay. Which ones, preferably?
Shit, whatever they send me.
Oh man. All right, ready. Stupid, yo. Yo, stop, man. All right, favorite movie or documentary for you? Either basketball or regular movie. Favorite movie you like to watch?
Malcolm X.
Nice.
Okay.
I got a tough one for you, man. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of DC basketball? I'm looking at some right now, and it's crazy. Elgin Baylor, David Bain. I mean, the street ball guys. I know you're gonna be more,
Yeah, you gotta come. I never seen. You gotta come down from Dave Bing and all them. You gotta come down to my era. And
Okay.
I know Dave Bing and them get much respect, but I've never seen Dave Bing and them play. So
era. Whoever you like. You're 4 or 5.
You're 4 from the farms.
from the gates,
From the gates.
Trouble Smith. How many people go up there?
4.
4. Trouble Smith, D Nice,
Be nice stuff.
Shaq, and SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's tough.
I got a follow up. SpongeBob.
Wait a minute. If I could put 5, and the only reason Lonnie not up there because when I was running the gates, Lonnie didn't play that much.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't play that much. So, these guys I just named are dominant motherfucker.
Killers.
No disrespect to Greg Jones. Greg Jones only played about 4 or 5 years in the Gates. So longevity and flat out, Kurt Smith, Trouble Smith, I changed it. I nicknamed him Trouble. The drummer, D Nice, Shaq, and SpongeBob.
Tough, man.
So I got start, bench, or cut. Right? SpongeBob, Shaq.
Say that again. On much.
You got to start. You got to have somebody in the bench, and you got to cut somebody. SpongeBob, Shaq, or
Be nice.
D Nice.
To cut somebody?
You got to cut. You got to start somebody. You got to put somebody in the bench, and you got to cut somebody. No disrespect.
God damn. Yeah, y'all motherfucker must plan this shit. Woo! Oh man. Oh man.
You don't even want to do that.
We ain't gonna do it dirty. We ain't gonna do it dirty.
I can't let none of them go. I need all three of them.
I got you. I got my last question.
Yes, sir.
Who was your favorite best all-time performance from the NBA players at the Farms? I mean, at the Goodman League. Excuse me, the Gates.
KD.
Yeah.
And KD P Shitty game. If you ain't never seen that one, go on YouTube and look that one up. It's the most watched Goodman League game in Goodman League history.
Wow.
That KD 62-point, P Shitty 46-point game. KD get that nod easy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, listen, you made it out the corner safely. We're gonna leave the start bench comment to the homies. So on behalf of me and BG Miles, I just want to say this is a wonderful opportunity to get you on the show. I appreciate spending the last hour and a half with us, man. You have no idea what this means to us. Just want to give you flowers while you're alive and you're well, and I wish you all the best of luck with your league. I look forward to your documentary. I hope I made it in the documentary. If not, I'm still going to support and watch it because you my guy. You my motherfucking guy, bro.
I gotta put that bum ass game up in on the beach.
Yo, you a Sour Patch Kid? You a Sour Patch? Yo,
that was some different shit. That was some different shit.
Hey,
on that beach was different.
Listen,
different.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way going to the Gates, man. It was different. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. But I
appreciate your friendship and our courtship, my brother. Anytime you got my number. BG, nice to meet you, brother. Hope to meet you in person one day.
Good to meet you, man. Bro.
The pandemic and all this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do after this year. If I can get season 25 in, that might be it for me in the Gates.
Yeah.
Are you planning to do a league this year?
I gotta see what the city talking about as far as
right.
Same here.
We're in the same boat.
But if not this year, I'm not going to shut down without a 25. It can be 3 years from now. Season 25 got to be in the Gates.
In the Gates.
And it will be, and God bless. You know that. On behalf of me, man, we support you. And any way we can help you out, let us know.
Tell baby bro I said what's up.
You got it, baby. Be safe.
Hey, the production team was on that motherfucking job.
Love you, boy. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I love you. Yes, sir.
For sure. Love you too, bro.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Amazing.
That's
Iconic, man. So, there's nothing much I can say, BG. I think you said it all. I think, of course, listen, I wouldn't want to any other way sharing this moment with you and sharing with Miles and having a great producer like Randy. So, again, I know we're live, but if anybody missed the show, please get opportunity to download, subscribe, and listen to our show, the Commissioner Corner Podcast, on the Cruise Control Podcast Network. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, and also on YouTube at youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. On behalf of Red Bull, BG, the Commissioner for LS Express, Joe Cruz, Hoops in the Sun, Randy Cruz, the producer behind Cruise Control Podcast, and the Commissioner Corner Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Appreciate everybody staying tuned in, and we'll see you guys next week.
God bless.
God bless.